Hey, what's going on there, guys? Nick, Gregory, and Cody here with Absolute MTG. It's the end of the Cons of Tarkir pre-release weekend, and we have a booster box of Cons of Tarkir that we're going to crack open and see if we can pull any sweet stuff. So, well, let's get right on into it. No, we're not going to waste any time here.
Absolutely not.
All right, so what are...
Fine with me. It was a long weekend, so...
It's way too long of a weekend, seriously.
Let's make life easy for ourselves.
It's only been 26 hours of magic.
Yeah,
Beautiful magic.
I mean, that's a thing. Alright, so we have our display here. We have our insert. And... let's, these are kind of not really that even, so... well,
that's
we'll
a
see.
sweet picture of the Alpha Smash.
So we'll kind of somewhat keep this in frame so you guys can see. Yeah, I like the middle column a lot. So, things that we're looking for, the fetch lands are awesome. I mean, that's just such a solid reprint. Sarkon's really nuts.
The new Sarkon, the new sword as well. Those are big ticket items right now.
Alright, so first pack, Ivory Tusk Fortress. The 5/7 for 5. Untap each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it during each other player's untap step. Foil Murak Nightblade, the Outlast Death Touch guy. That gives Death Touch across the board to your dudes that have +1/+1 counters. Really sweet mechanic. I liked Outlast. And I like being able to just manipulate things at a sorcery speed like that and just kind of get some value. This is really cool. Mystic Monastery. Ride Down and Trail of Mystery.
Okay.
Alright. A little bit less unimpressive one where whenever you're playing the cards face down, you get to search your library for basic lands and put them into your hand. If the permanent turns face up, if it's a creature, it gets +2/+2. Why does it say permanent now that I just think of that? Are there...
My review of this card is basically Trail of Mystery, as in, it's a mystery to me, still, what this card does.
That's understandable. Ujin's Nexus! Oh, alright. That's wow. So, first Mythic of the box.
Nice.
Legendary Artifact for 5. If a player would begin an extra turn, that player is going to skip that turn instead. And if it would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and take an extra turn after this one. That's
sweet.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool card.
You know, I like how for EDH it can block other people's extra turns, but there's probably a standard applicable way to break this card.
Oh, it doesn't have indestructible or anything, so you can simply just naturalize it if, well, I mean, if nothing else.
EDH and standard potential. Card's got everything.
Ankle Shanker. 2/2, 5 haste dude, and whenever he attacks, your attacking creatures are going to gain first strike and death touch until the end of the turn. Played that guy on Friday while I played Mardu. He's broken. He's just flat out won me games on his own. He's just so sick.
It definitely seems like the 5 mana is absolutely worth the cost.
It's been a lot of shanking.
This guy Charm, Dead Drop, and there we go. Polluted Delta. That's the nice stuff.
Excellent.
Fetch lands are probably like the thing that I care or like I highlight the most out of this set. Like it's just like such a big thing because I mean the Onslaught fetch is like it's been forever since like Onslaught has actually been out. Like and seeing these back in standard, but more importantly, like having modern accessible to those lands and
it's
whatnot.
been a long time since we've been able to basically use those, efficiently. So.
Yeah. Oh, back to back.
Back to back.
And you have no idea how excited I got. It's like I saw the black part and then I saw green and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't.
This happened with the red-white land. Now this is happening again.
Foil.
Yeah.
It was foil.
Yeah, that was in the one of the other videos that we did earlier. I mean,
vote, like, rate, comment, and subscribe if the foil version of those common lands trips you up every time.
It's happened to me more than once.
Skips a beat. It's terrible.
If this was a Verdant Catacombs in foil, I don't know what I would actually do. First off, I'd be like, why? But second off, I'd be like, all right.
Close, though.
There was a room full of guys squealing over a foil
Polluted Delta. Yeah, our friend Chris pulled one. And Sultai Ascendancy for a rare. So I actually don't know what this one does. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest back on top of your library. And, alright, so this is what people were talking about, like the bad Sylvan library, or like a worse much worse Sylvan Library for I guess all intents and purposes. That's what people are talking about, but it's still a really sweet card and it has a really kind of like unique implication.
All right, I'm jumping in. I'm gonna do one real quick.
All right, well,
A little bit of a jump in entry.
Got my blessing.
Surprise,
everybody.
All right.
Good things.
We'll see. We're getting there.
Every time I see one of those dual lands.
Stubborn Nile.
Every single time.
Palace Captain and Grim Harvest.
That's an interesting card. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. 3/2 for 3, more for 1 black. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you get to draw a card.
I don't know about that card yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't know.
I played it in Abzum.
You did? You played this weekend?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't even know you pulled that.
Yeah, I didn't take advantage of the morph mechanic, and then I saw a little bit more of its use in day 2, but day 1 there wasn't much morph going on.
Yeah. Goblin Slide. Yeah, Hollow the Horde is our rare. So the copy the instant or sorcery. If raid happens, if you attack for the turn, instead you're copying it twice, which is it's kind of like it's really sweet. I mean I like the way that the card works. I think it's kind of
clearly the man in the picture chews double mint gum.
Yeah, that's like a really bad double mint commercial. Master of Pearls, not the best rare, but it's still a cool card nonetheless. He's a bear. 2/2 for 2. More for 5. Whenever he's turned face up, creatures you control get +2/+2 until the end of the turn. It's kind of like more of a late game card than anything else, or even just like if you're playing Mardu. Like I know in the case of Mardu, like that was just kind of like a heavy tokens type of theme. Like having him in Mardu is kind of sweet. He was also a promo as well, which was unusual. We have Rakshasa, there we go, Death Dealer.
Dirty.
This card is really, really sweet. I actually really like this card a lot. 2/2 for 2, and then it has 2 abilities for 2 mana, a black and a green, where it can either get +2/+2 until the end of the turn, or you can regenerate it. You guys can tell how enthusiastic I am about a card when I bring it really close up to the screen so you guys can read it firsthand. The card's really sweet. Limited, it's just massive. Like that card's just so great and limited. But like, I want to say even for constructed, it's not bad. Like it's not a lot less troll because a lot less troll is a little bit more versatile. But
that guy is just a Golgari utility bear. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I like the card. I like the way that it's designed. And we have another mythic here, yeah! So we have Ash Cloud Phoenix. It is a 4/1 for 4 mana, flying, and whenever it dies, return it to the battlefield face down, and it morphs for 6 mana to flip it face up. Whenever it's turned face up, it deals 2 damage to each player. Pretty cool. Again, I like the way that the card actually works, where it's like, oh, it's not really going to die, it's just going to keep on coming back as a morph. So that's interesting, but that's when it's face up. I'm assuming whenever it dies, because whenever it's face down, it's not going to trigger that off. Correct?
It's basically just Anivia with morph.
Yeah.
It's like another Chandra's Phoenix with a different mechanic.
You had to get in there with that reference.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, comment, rate, favorite, and subscribe if you think Anivia's passive is in this card. Alright, Armament Core. And we have Dig Through Time. Ryan Yi. Very good friend of ours, Ryan Yi. Did the art for this card. Really sweet. I really like the art for it. It's a delve, and look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, and the rest into the bottom of your library in any order. Really, really steep mana cost, but...
No, I played it at the Friday night at midnight pre-release, and it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, Delve is actually a lot.
Yeah, first I was like, even with Delve, 8 mana is real steep. No, I made it work in late game. Helps to just find answers. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I definitely underestimated Delve.
High Sentinels of Arshin. So I actually got to play this.
And I actually got
for the Saturday
suspension for
event
today.
This card's just so good in Abzan. Like, it's just so broken because, like, it gets a power and toughness buff for each other creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it. Which, I mean, that's the whole thing you want to be going with the clan anyway.
Definitely a limited.
Limited all-star. Yeah, it's such a good card. Alright, we have Abzan Ascendancy. And no foil here. So the Abzan one is whenever it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on each creature you control. I actually thought it was just one whenever I first read this card, so that's a little bit better than I initially thought. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Pretty cool card. I like that. I don't think it's bad at all. I actually like the Ascendancy cards a whole lot.
But that one in particular is tricky. I played that for the Saturday at noon pre-release, and it's tricky because you want the tokens, but yeah, the +1/+1 is also really like good for triggering stuff.
You want to tell me what my favorite card to pronounce in this set is?
Let's see, Bivouac.
Bivouac. Bivouac. I've been saying a bivouac.
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 There we go.
And then we have Rakshasa or Rakshasa. There we go. Rakshasa. That's so hard to say. Rakshasa.
Is it really that?
Yeah.
Vizier. It's the SH and A's, like, or the SH and S's just.
Listen, man.
Yeah, see, it's difficult.
It's a cat demon. That's all.
Yeah, it's a cat demon.
It's a cat.
We're just gonna refer to it as just cat demon from fear. If we pull another one out of this box, it's just gonna be cat demon.
Rakshasa.
Yeah, Rakshasa. I don't know. Some of these are just. Yeah. This time around, especially, like, I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, man. And a Mardu banner in foil. That's pretty sweet. So yeah, three fetches.
Spiffy. Look at that.
That's really sweet. Okay, so Sage of the Inward Eye. 5 mana, 3/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control gain lifelink. So there's a 2 mana 2/2 with prowess that also gives like the whole prowess lifelink thing, but that one's just exclusively for that creature. Sage is actually for all of your creatures. Again, another really good limited card.
It's a semi-prowess kind of move.
Yeah. I like that. I can respect that. It's a sweet card. I like a lot of these cards for limited. And Hooded Hydra. Yeah, there we go. We're pulling in the mythics real strong.
Alright.
X and double green enters the battlefield with X +1/+1s on it. Whenever it dies, put a 1/1 green snake creature token onto the battlefield for each +1/+1 counter on it. Morph for 5 as long as it's turn faced up. Put 5 +1/+1 counters on it. So that's like the trade-off that you get with morphing it and then morphing it face up for 5.
Dig it.
Which is actually pretty good. That mana-wise, that's much more efficient morphing it, and especially if you want to like do it on turn 3 as far as limited is concerned, doing it on turn 3, turn 5, or otherwise, unless you had ramp or something like that, flipping it face up on like turn 4 or 5 is pretty sweet. Just some food for thought. And we have Necropolis Fiend, so the kind of Tombstalker. So 4/5 for 9 with Delve. Flying and X tap, exile X cards from your graveyard, and target creature is going to get -X until the end of the turn. And we're very easily breaking well into this box. We're more than 2/3 of the way. Well, no, we're not more than 2/3 of the way. We're close to 2/3 of the way done with this box.
We still have a whole column to go.
Yeah, we do still have a whole column. Tamura Ascendancy, so your creatures have haste. And whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Which is really good. Just like all these cards are just designed so well for limited. It's very hard to find a very awful rare. Well, alright, that's probably a bold-faced lie. It's probably very easy to find a very awful rare within the set. It's just they're not in very high quantity in terms of how many of them there really are. At least I don't think so. And there we go.
Bivouac. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so we have 2.
The double
Ugins
Ugin
next.
box.
Ugin?
Oh.
Ugin?
The double Ugins box.
Ugins. Alright, well, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I feel like that
no,
is
I think
the
it's a
proper
sign that we have to find some sort of
We have to find a way to break
tier
it.
1 standard strategy
That's a shift, right?
where we break the cards.
That's ought to be a shift in the packaging and the sorting, the factory sorting of it.
It was definitely some sort of row displacement for
Yeah.
sure.
Despise. That's sweet to see that back. And Siege Rhino. 4/5 for 4, trample, enters the battlefield, drains each opponent for 3, and you gain 3 life. And the 4/4 bear.
Nice. No, let me tell you something about that Rhino, okay? I was playing blue Friday midnight,
Yeah.
and played against that thing. You know what? You really can't bounce that guy efficiently back in hand.
No, it's pretty awkward.
Does not work.
And another Necropolis Fiend, so
Alright.
Junior Tombstalker, a foil island.
Nice.
It's pretty sweet.
All of the basic land artwork
It's beautiful.
really well done.
Yeah, they
Extremely
really
well
knocked it
done.
out of the park. It's like, that's how Innistrad was. Innistrad was really gorgeous for just even the basic lands. I also like the artwork for the fetch lands as well. I know a lot of people don't like them, but, I mean, different strokes, I
Hey,
suppose.
there's just a lot of dino bones. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
there
saying.
is. Or there are a lot of Dino Bones, rather. Hardened scales, so if one or more +1/+1s would be placed on a creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are placed on it instead. And a foiled Tomb of the Spear Dragon. Okay.
Okay.
Really interesting card.
Slam that in a affinity deck for modern, definitely.
Especially now that we have it in foil. I don't know, I wouldn't know why Affinity would ever do that. It's like, man, I really don't want to lose the burn.
No, the first time I saw that land, my initial thought was, Wizard's
hey there,
Instance was
Affinity.
going to be used in Affinity. Okay.
I don't know what they were thinking, but it might be hinting at something. Flying Crane Technique. So untap all creatures you control. They gain flying and double strike until the end of the turn for 6. Strong limited card. Extremely strong limited card. Flying and double strike, evasion and double strike, and being able to manipulate combat map to that degree is usually really good.
It's pretty silly. It's kind of like a dragon shift I feel much better about playing.
It's much more. It's pretty reasonable with the prowess mechanic and just being able to do that with a bunch of like smaller creatures and whatnot. Karu's Spell Snatcher. I actually saw quite a few people have this card. I don't think I ever read it or ever had anybody play it against me. 3/3 for 4, morph for 6. Whenever it's turn face up, counter target spell. If it's countered that way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled. All right, well that's really cool.
It's
I mean, it's
pretty
really
nice,
mana.
actually.
Yeah, it's like really mana intensive, but it's really sweet.
I ended up playing that as well for the Friday at midnight. And
All right.
It was pretty awkward.
Like honestly, this entire
Trying to
weekend's
set it
pretty
up
much a
so
blur.
like you put it down as a morph and then like catch a person at the right moment to do the reversal is actually really difficult.
All right.
Yeah.
Narset, Enlightened Master.
All
Okay. All right. Very interesting mythics here. 3/2 for 6. First strike hexproof. Whenever it attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until the end of the turn, you may cast non-creature cards exiled with her this turn without paying their mana costs. Okay. A lot of mythics. Really sweet. I mean, I'm trying to think of what all mythics are within the set. Like, if we could get a Sorin or a Sarkon, that'd be really sweet. I did pull one Sarkon this weekend, but other than that, not a whole lot of Planeswalkers were actually circulating. So,
A few.
yeah, a few.
At least did get to see one of those.
There we go. Mindswipe. So the new syncopate, so to say. Current target spell unless its controller pays X, and it deals X damage to that spell's controller.
I dig that card.
I like it a lot.
That's
It's gonna
really
see-
sweet.
It's going to see a good bit of play.
I honestly don't know
I
if
think
it's gonna
so.
be like top of the line standard tech, but I love it.
I like the way that it works. And we have Trap Essence. Somebody was asking about this, and I was like, what are you talking about? Counter target creature spell, put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature, and it's a 3 mana counter. Very interesting negate that also works towards making your creatures bigger.
Well, it helps with the outlast too for the effect.
Yeah, that's
Creatures.
that's true.
Giving your entire team first strike, flying.
Yeah, based on those the commons and uncommons, that gives some sort of
do
ability.
Not overlook those green
Yeah,
outlast
God,
creatures. They're awesome.
those are awesome. Deflecting Palm. So 2 mana, 1 red, 1 white. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, it's going to deal that much damage to its source's controller.
Boosh.
Boosh. So your Fanatic of Mogus can be redirect. The trigger of it can be, well, not really the trigger, but the resolution and the actual dealing of the damage can be redirected to your opponent. Which is really sweet. So if they go like, all right, we'll Fanatic you for, I don't know, 8 or 10 or something like that. A nice solid number like that, then you're just like, all right, we'll Deflecting Palm. And
Give him a nice boosh.
it's interesting. Another Spell Snatcher, foil Long Shot Squad. I'm really happy about those fetches.
I'm really happy about this limited All-Star. Right?
Yeah, that card's really good.
The house,
Reach is just great. We don't really have like a definitive Towering Indrik within the set, so that's kind of like the closest that we get at a 4 mana cost.
They're not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like it. I love my Reach
They swing
creatures,
back pretty hard.
especially in limited. Blood-soaked champion.
Nice.
Blood-soaked champion. There we go. If I can talk today, it's been a really long.
This has
long
been the busiest
setup
weekend
days.
all of us have had.
Yeah, pre-release weekends always are. Those are really busy weeks for us.
Good news is though, overall, it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing is just having fun with these types of sets and just kind of getting to enjoy it for.
Oh, it was a blast.
It's the nature that it's intended for. Yeskai Ascendancy or Jeskai Ascendancy, however you guys want to pronounce it.
I definitely think I'm on like the yes guy.
Oh,
Whoa!
yo! All right.
Okay.
I'm okay with this. Foil Hooded Hydra and Jeskai or Yeskai Ascendancy. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Untap those creatures. Pretty sweet. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Oh man, that's nuts. Good for that Hooded Hydra. That's really sweet. That's like towards the end of our box here. We have like 2 packs left. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, Foil Mythic, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, I always love getting foil mythics. Alright. Well, I'm Planeswalker.
Yeah.
Whoop! 1,000 wins. You're not a Planeswalker. 5/6 for 6. Flying Morph 7. Whenever it's turn face up, return all other tapped creatures to their owner's hand. Interesting that it's tapped. It's like whenever you have a morph cost for like 7 like that, you'd think it would just be like, man, it's just a literal cyclonic rip for creatures.
I'm
Can
not
we
gonna
just
say
get
he's
it?
a limited all-star. I mean,
He's not
limited
bad.
Hard.
Yeah.
He's hard and limited. You know.
He's a card in Cons of Tarkir. That's for certain. All right, last pack. This is what dreams are made of.
For all the marbles.
Dragon Throne of Tarkir. That suspense buildup though. 4 mana to play it, 3 mana to equip it to one of your creatures. Equipped creature has Defender and 2 mana tap. Other creatures you control gain Trample and +X/+X until the end of the turn, where X is this creature's power. Pulled this one on, what was it, Friday? Yeah, pulled it on Friday, got to play it in Mardu. Only ever played it and put it onto the table once, and at that point it was overkill. Absolutely overkill, but this card's really sweet. I can see where it's really good.
I played against it final round Friday, and it is terrifying when you're on the other side of the table from it. It's
Awesome
absolutely
stuff.
terrifying.
Really awesome stuff. We got 2 Nexus. That's just absurd for all the right reasons. 3 fetches, Windswept Heath, Polluted Delta, and our Wooded Foothills. The Death Dealer, I love that Death Dealer. Ivory Tusk Fortress. Or no, that's not the one that I'm thinking of. That's a cool card too, but I'm thinking of the Tower Siege Rhino. There we go. Big Daddy Rhino. That's what I'm thinking of.
And
Hooded Hydra and foil Hooded Hydra.
The double
Ooh.
Hydra action right there.
Yeah, it's like the double mythic action in this box is really sweet.
No, I mean, the double Eye of Ugins, or Ugins Nexus, I'm going to keep calling this Eye of Ugins for probably a year.
Ribcage of Ugin? That's what it looks like. It looks like Ugin's ribcage.
No, because there were 2, I definitely think that there was like a lot of Rotus placement with this box.
Probably.
And we got a Mythic imported from another box.
Fair, babe. I mean...
In the, factory.
Don't overlook the combat trick within this card. If you have to trade or you're sacking for Butcher, you get to draw.
You get to draw some cards, and that's pretty alright. The thing that I'm probably most happy with are fetch lands. I'm always going to be happy opening up fetch lands, no matter, like, if I'm opening Original Onslaught, if I'm opening up Zendikar, or if I'm opening up Cons of Tarkir, I'm always going to be happy with fetches, whatever their price is. I just love these fetch lands. They're awesome in Modern, awesome in Legacy, and they're things that people want. Like it's
It is
just
definitely
that.
something to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that is our Cons of Tarkir box. Let us know down in the description. Like, what are you guys excited about for Cons of Tarkir? Like, there's a lot of really sweet stuff in this set, but I mean, everybody has different opinions and stuff. So let us know down in the comments below. Strike up some conversation with some other people. But until next time, guys, we are signing out here. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, time to go get some sleep.
Yeah, seriously.
If you guys want to keep up to date with everything that we have going on here at Absolute MTG, remember to hit that subscribe button, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. Also, remember to check out our sponsors of the channel, MTG Madness and AVUgames.com. But as always, thank you guys for watching.